came in relief against Vermont. We're underway. Play is in front of us. Binghamton in their road blacks trimmed in green with white lettering and numerals. Meanwhile, Bryant in their home whites with the black lettering and numerals. Much to my delight, all numbers on the back of the jerseys are big, wide, and clear to see, which is always a plus. Binghamton controlling through the midfield, but Bryant comes away with possession here as Moriarty trying to move it to the left side instead. Binghamton comes away with it. A little combination play shut down really quickly by Emily Supple as she'll move it out wide for Moriarty. That pass ahead looking for Madison Luke on a run. Does not connect. And the first touch of the evening for Rebecca Kessler will be a goal kick for Binghamton. Here are the starters for Bryant: Jenna Quill, Emily Supple, Madison Luke, Caitlin Forshea, Cassidy Moriarty, Naima Parentis-White, Grayson Edwards, Kelsey Wandice, Colleen Ardolino, and Tatum Corden, all playing in front of the aforementioned, or the mentioned before, Selena Negron. That's the starting 11 for the Bulldogs on the pitch. We'll get you the Binghamton starters momentarily. Touch pass to the wingback. Good spin play there by Colleen Ardolino, hitting the B button on the Xbox controller, getting away from the press. To the right flank, it's Corden. Got knocked out of bounds by Jakea Davis, the preseason All-America East honoree. Jakea Davis is on an absolute tear. 6 goals this season and 2 assists. She has 2 braces on the year as well, helping lead this Binghamton team offensively. Again, attacking third, and then on the back end at the goalkeeper position. That's why Binghamton is off to the best start in program history at 6-1-2. They did win their conference opener. This is match day 2 in America East play for women's soccer. The conference opener for Binghamton was against UMBC, a victory for Binghamton 2-1. Meanwhile, Bryant tying Vermont in a 0-0 draw in their first match day. Binghamton with possession deep in their defensive end. Chip pass to the left flank, trying to connect with Ali Victoriano, the freshman. And on the combination pass return, it goes off her body and over the touchline. So a throw coming for Bryant. Tatum Corden to do the honors. Looking to connect in the attacking third with Naima Prentice-White, the transfer from University of New Brunswick, a U Sports school up in Canada. Prentice-White was a member of the all-rookie team last year in her respective conference up at the university. Binghamton with possession in the middle third of the pitch. Good combination play. Ball into space intended for Davis. Cleared out of harm's way by Tatum Corden, but that'll allow Binghamton to set up a throw in the attacking third to be handled by Ali Victoriano. Here are the aforementioned Binghamton starters: Megan Baker, Jakaya Davis, Ali Victoriano, Alaya Blanco, Bella Brown, Anna Buckwalter, and you did see the rest of the names there. We didn't want to impede the potential attack there for Binghamton. Shadows creeping across Burns Stadium from the Navigant Credit Union Fieldhouse. You see him down below at the bottom of your screen. So the lights are on. First touch for Selena Negron as she punches that ball away out of harm's path at the edge of her own 6. It's a Binghamton throw deep inside their attacking third. Megan Baker will handle it. She has assists versus George Washington and Colgate this season, does Baker. Gets the return pass, serves one into the area, knocked down by Supple. Will clear it outside of the 18-yard box. Moved right back in by Binghamton. They'll play the ball here as they'll say no foul was committed. So up it goes along the left flank, not connecting for the Bulldogs, so Binghamton will have a throw. We're just over 5 minutes old here in Smithfield, Rhode Island. Still scoreless between Binghamton and Bryant in an America East matchup. Match day 2 in the conference. Binghamton, as we'll show you a little later on in the show, tied for first in the conference. Judged by many to potentially win the conference this season. Meanwhile, Bryant picked 6th in America East. And I'd like to call that just bulletin board fodder. No coaches really pay attention to it with regards to how they're going to play throughout the season, because you just never know. There could be injuries to a team, and all of a sudden a striker goes down and the offense production isn't there, and a lot of things can get turned on their head. So if you get disrespected in your bottom of that poll, then you tack that up on your bulletin board and you say, this is what the other schools think of us in this conference. What are we going to show them? Type deal. Ball loose in the middle third. Grabbed by Victoriano. Her crossfield pass got knocked down. This one doesn't connect either for Binghamton, as out to play it is Caitlin Forshea. Forshea forces a throw for Bryant. Good play by Forshea to kind of shield Megan Baker, forcing her to play that ball over the touchline on the left side. Good combination passing here from the Bulldogs. A lot of empty space ahead. Ball gets up ahead for Prentice White, and hustling back on defense was Allison Falvo, who deflected that ball off of Prentice White to earn a throw for Binghamton. Middle third, Jenna Quill. Works back to the center back, Cassidy Moriarty. Again, Bryant trying to build through this midfield. Bit of a trouble. Jakea Davis stepping up and knocking that ball over the touchline. Bryant with an opportunity. Pass was behind there for Grayson Edwards, but she's able to collect. Now Edwards on a little run down the right flank. Thought about crossing it over, but hustling back was Ali Victoriano. Kicks it over the end line, so we'll have our first corner kick of the late afternoon, and it'll belong to the Bryant Bulldogs. They'll have two players over the ball here. Both Madison Luke and Grayson Edwards are near the flag. We'll see who takes this. It'll be Luke on the low line drive. It caroms off of Olaya Blanco and out, so another corner coming up. 9th minute here in Smithfield. This time it's up in the air, looking for a back post header that never connected. And now a goal kick for Binghamton. So Kessler has only had 2 plays on a ball this afternoon so far, both of which have come via a goal kick. And if you're Binghamton, that's exactly what you're looking to do. Binghamton's only allowed 1 goal per game. Bryant says, I'll see your 1 goal, and we'll allow just 0.56 goals per game. So both the men and the women for Bryant really executing defensively at a high level. This ball is cleared over the touchline. A Bryant throw, a bit of a dangerous play for Bryant that got shut down pretty quickly in the area. Supple will work back. This ball served in on a hop. Played cleanly by Kessler with her mitts in front of her chest. Not quite a shot on goal. It was a bit too far out. Kessler. Whoa, what a leg on that punt. Looking to connect way up the pitch with Paige Luke. That was shut down by the Bulldogs, and now Binghamton will try to possess and build through their back line. This through ball intended for Luke is not going to be good enough. So it'll be a goal kick coming up for Selena Negron. East Hampton, Massachusetts native. Last year posted a 1.29 goals against average, 807 save percentage. Respectable numbers by any stretch of the imagination. Followed that up this year with a 0.23 goals against average. In a situation where Andy Biggs has both goaltenders pretty much playing in every game. This chip pass ahead onside, I thought, until the flag went up, was Paige Luke. So our first offside goes against Binghamton. Not much pressure on either of the two goalkeepers, which we highlighted at the top of the broadcast. Both teams more like a prize fight, trying to feel each other out. Half volley up the pitch by Emily Supple, knocked down by the Bears. Played forward over the head of Moriarty, but she's able to play it. Tries to connect on the right touch line with Prentice White unsuccessfully, so a throw coming for Binghamton. Turning with it is Luke. Turns and fires, and it'll one-hop into Selena Negron. Gobbles that up cleanly into her belly, and will throw it up the pitch. Good pressure by Megan Baker to come away with a steal for Binghamton. That's Luke again on the touch to settle, but the second play was for Bryant. And the Bulldogs try to counter here, back up the pitch. Prentice White was pointing in front of herself, asking for that pass from Madison Luke out in front. Here's a chip pass up the right flank. Hustling after it was Tatum Corden, but a good job by Ali Victoriano to shield her off the ball and earn a throw for Binghamton. Scoreless here in Smithfield. 13 minutes into this America East matchup between Binghamton and Bryant. Technically, the one save for Rebecca Kessler. I can't believe they considered that a shot on goal. Moriarty to the middle third of the pitch. Supple turning. Looking to lead up the left flank. Forshea settles. Turns. Trying to elude the defender. Forshea had it taken off her boot, and Binghamton will turn it up the pitch. Luke got marked very carefully by Moriarty, playing well up from her center back position, and then Moriarty commits the foul in the attacking third, so a free kick coming up for Binghamton, and Moriarty quickly turns and sprints to her defensive area. Kessler thought about going left flank, instead turns and goes to the right flank. This ball serviced into the middle third. Luke will settle it. She thought she was going to have Jakaya Davis on the left side. Davis was almost looking to work the middle of the pitch, and then by the time she made her quarter turn, it was too late. Ball went over the touch line, so Bryant with possession here. In the 15th minute. In the left flank, it's Forshea. Not too much green in front of her, but she will attack with a little bit of speed. Bella Brown slowing her down. Both players saying it should be our possession. Ultimately, the assistant referee points toward the Binghamton attacking end, so it'll be a throw-in. Off the throw, Luke, who's been an aggressive 9 this afternoon so far for Binghamton, playing well deep in the defensive end and playing balls near the mid-stripe offensively. Bryant looking to connect up ahead. Is Madison Luke onside? No, she isn't. She was about a step and a half behind the defender. Flag came up. So our second offside of the afternoon. One aside, one for Binghamton, one for Bryant. You see that she was just a little too anxious. A smart play by Sofia Garofalo to kind of slow up and let her get behind her. Good challenge in the middle third for Bryant, but it's Binghamton still with possession, carrying forward Alexis Worrell. Right flank, good spin off the defender by Baker. Baker serves one. It gets headed out of harm's way by the Bulldogs. Goes right down into Jakaya Davis's boot. She tries to blindly put it toward frame, and it's played down by Selena Negron, and then she'll finally pick it up as some pressure came from Binghamton. Ball across the edge of the area. Through the middle, Jenna Quill. Looking wide for Forshea. Forshea into space for Madison Luke. Luke is onside, able to gather that ball near the edge. Back out for Forshea. Forshea's drive gets knocked down. Forshea stops on the ball from 25 yards out. The chip shot goes wide. Not a bad look for Forshea, but just chipped it wide with the left boot, so a goal kick coming up. Good 1v1 effort, good 1v1 defense as well there from Megan Baker. And now each goalkeeper taking their sweet time setting up their goal kicks. Wonder how long the officials will allow this to go on. Finally, it's touched over for Bella Brown. Brown tries to go right through the seam, through the middle of the pitch. Alexis Worrell able to settle. And Binghamton has to work right back through their goalkeeper. Garofalo. She'll play catch with Kessler. Touched back for Falvo. And now Kessler. Almost a giveaway. Good pressure by the Bulldogs. Falvo puts it into space in the middle third. Luke with the play there. That's Buckwalter. Try to connect up ahead with Worrell. The pass was a little too far up. And now a takeaway by Bella Brown. Brown tries to go over for Jakaya Davis. And Davis will earn the corner here for Binghamton. Over to take it will be Anna Buckwalter, the preseason All-America East team member. Was the America East Rookie of the Year last year, was Anna Buckwalter. With her 5-goal, 3-assist showing in 18 games as a freshman. They'll go short to Jakaya Davis on the combination. The service into the area shut down by the Bulldogs, and the ball just placed toward the middle third. It'll be a throw for Binghamton on their side of the field. And actually, they're going to say that ball went off of Binghamton, so Bryant will have a throw here. To be handled by Caitlin Forshea. No, they did give it to Binghamton. Everybody's just moving at their own pace tonight. I saw everybody moving back. I thought it was perhaps a Bryant throw, but no, it's a Binghamton throw. Nobody was anxious to get to the ball and get it in. 50-50 ball in the midfield. First touch for Binghamton. They'll come away with clean possession. Luke got marked quickly by Prentice White, and Prentice White forces the turnover for the Bulldogs. Ball into space for Tatum Corden, who will work back for Arolino. Moriarty up the pitch, can't quite connect with Forshea. And we'll have a Binghamton free kick here after that foul was whistled as the players were jockeying for position on that ball up the pitch. Good pressure put on by Grayson Edwards, trying to force that ball to the right side where Forshea could provide help pressure, but Binghamton able to read it and break it and get through the middle of the pitch only momentarily before getting possession right back. Luke turns to goal. Has a little bit of green in front of her. Pass up ahead. Alexis Worrell chips it to the right flank. And a Buckwalter. Buckwalter on the service. Nobody home for Binghamton. And the Bulldogs will clear it out of harm's way. What a ball by Anna Buckwalter. Nobody home in green and black, however, for Binghamton. Fortunately for Bryant. Luke. Prentice White draped all over her. This shot from distance, easily handled by Negron. Handled it into her belly before dropping it quickly and passing it on. With some space, Jenna Quill. Quill, that's too far of a pass for Prentice White. Stepping up to clean that up was Allie Victoriano for Binghamton. It'll be a throw for Bryant. It's one of those things, if it looks too good, it typically is. It's just too much turf in front of the player that needs to receive that pass. So you either got to put some mustard behind it or say, I got to go shorter for possession. "79 degrees at game time here in Smithfield, Rhode Island. We're in the 22nd minute, scoreless between Binghamton and Bryant here on this America East matchup on ESPN. Jakaya Davis turns, got dispossessed. Good play there by Caitlin Forshea, but the ball goes over the touchline. Davis, we talked about her a little earlier in the broadcast. She had 6 goals on the year. That's a career high for Davis, the sophomore who had 5 goals last year. So how about that? 2 freshmen with 5 goals last year for Binghamton. And now it'll be a Bryant throw on the far touchline here in the 23rd minute. Bulldogs happy to build through their backs. Supple off the settle. Now using her speed. Crosses the stripe. For Quill. Quill didn't like what she saw on the right flank, so opted to go left. And now Bryant building through their 3 backs. Artolino on the right side will give it to the center and Moriarty. Corden try to move it up. The left side will get the return pass. Supple in the middle. Artolino. Supple. Good combination. Can't quite connect on the near side now for Tatum Corden. And it'll be a Binghamton throw-in. Victoriano. Valvo. Kessler. Garofalo for Binghamton. On the chip pass for Luke. Now for Jakaya Davis. Davis turns to goal. A little bit of a run. Tries to feed Luke. No seam available, so Luke will go to the right flank with it. Paige Luke drops off to the trailer. Great defense by Bryant. Earns the goal kick. And now a throw the other way as that pass goes over the touchline. 25th minute in Smithfield. Tied at 0. One shot on goal officially. It came for Binghamton. Each team with one shot aside. There's 2 corners for Bryant so far, 1 for Binghamton. That's kind of where we stand. Supple and a great denial on that ball into the area. Jakaya Davis stepping up on Prentice White. The big boot punched aside by Selena Negron. Dangerous chance for Binghamton, and Negron stepping up big and punching it away. Jakaya Davis was the creator of this, and as that ball bounced out, Paige Luke with the big drive, and on the skip shot, it's Selena Negron making the wonderful stop. And a Buckwalter on this corner. We'll see where she places this right booted in swing. Looking to the 6. That ball came down right in front. And it's in the back of the net for Binghamton. A bit of miscommunication, and there was a player left all alone in front for Binghamton. Taking care of the loose ball was Allison Falvo. Her 2nd career goal. The senior defender out of New Hartford, New York, and it's 1-0 Binghamton here in the 27th minute. So off the first chance that was driven long by Paige Luke, the fantastic save by Selena Negron led to the corner, which ultimately the set-piece goal for Binghamton. Oh, why wouldn't they just play advantage there? Binghamton had the ball up the right flank, and the whistle blew to play it down. Sometimes you, yeah, exactly. You just scratch your head. Like, what? Huh? Here's the goal scorer, Falvo. Will work back for Kessler. Kessler's punt knocked down by Prentice White. Second touch belonged to Binghamton, however. Chipped up ahead for Jakaya Davis, who will head it forward. Can she beat the double team? No, she cannot. Prentice White had it taken off her boot by Elia Blanco. 2 subs coming in for Bryant. Ava Feely and Samantha Zaslaw will check in. Feely playing in her 9th match. Zaslaw in her 7th. 43rd career appearance for Zaslaw. Meanwhile, Feely making the appearance. She has career high in minutes played this year already. Has already logged 296 minutes on the year. The long ago transfer, I say long ago, it happened in 2023. The long ago transfer from Boston College. Ball up the left flank. Does not connect for Bryant. So a throw-in in the defensive third for Binghamton. A chance for Bryant to deploy a press and try to come away with a steal here. '29th minute, 1-0 Binghamton. A set-piece goal by Allison Falvo on a corner. On a beautiful cross from Anna Buckwalter. That was initially played perfectly by the Bulldogs, but that ball somehow found its way down to the turf. And Falvo found herself unmarked in the 6 and was able to put it into the back of the net. Bulldogs looking to connect on the right flank. That's Zaslaw. Good job by Binghamton. Ali Victoriano getting back there. Julia Salina checking in, making her 10th appearance of the season. She, too, has a career high in minutes played this season. Also a career high in matches played. The sophomore out of Berlin, Connecticut. 3-time all-conference member while playing for Berlin. Goal kick coming up for Binghamton. We'll see how long the officials allow this to develop. 30th minute from Smithfield, 1-0 Binghamton here in this America East matchup. Binghamton and Bryant. Again, Binghamton in the best start in program history at 6-1-2. Bryant, meanwhile, nothing to sniff at. 2-1-2. 2-0-2, excuse me, in their last 4 matches. Moriarty gets the return pass on the combo. Sees nothing in the middle. Opts for the right flank. Corden playing it up the pitch. Unable to settle it cleanly was Madison Luke. It somehow gets past the defense. And Luke put the pressure on Kessler to make that play up the pitch. And now a takeaway by Corden. We'll give it to Zaslaw. Zaslaw puts it toward the middle of the pitch. Nobody home in a white jersey. But Corden up to play it on the right flank now as that ball placed there by Binghamton. Zaslaw again serves into the area. Headed out of harm's way, however, by Baker. But a throw for Bryant, and they try to work quickly. Supple now will work back. Binghamton had 10 players behind the ball, even though it was a deep throw-in, so smart play by Bryant to work back. Here's a chance from distance. Coming well off the line was Kessler to catch that inner belly as that ball was sinking down. And now Kessler instructing everybody, get up the pitch so I could punt, please. That punt goes off the head of a Bryant player. Jakaya Davis on the second touch. Davis in the area! Punched up over the bar by Selena Negron. You give her the chance to see the shot, she's going to make the save. Twice now she's had to deny Binghamton from a good distance out. This one just inside the area, but a good job of being patient and punching that ball over the bar of the prolific Jakaya Davis. Buckwalter. This one goes to the edge of the 6, headed to the right side. Played down. This should be a goal kick, and it is, as that went off the boot of Grace McCasland. The freshman checking in from Plattsburgh, New York, up in upstate New York. Played her high school ball at Binghamton, where she was 4-time All-Conference and 3-time All-State. Not a bad showing for that young lady. 1-0 Binghamton. Bryant has had their opportunities, just nothing too dangerous on goal as of yet for the Bulldogs. That's been about the story of their season, averaging just under 1 goal per game. There's a play in the midfield by Ava Feely. Feely try to connect on a through ball. Coming off the line and punting it down was Kessler. Good idea, just couldn't fully execute. Supple stood up. Paige Luke dropping it back, and now Binghamton slowing the pace down a little before trying to get through the middle. Elia Blanco, her pass to the right flank. Nobody home, so a throw in for Bryant, but perhaps an opportunity for Binghamton to deploy a press here as this throw is coming deep in the defensive area for Bryant, and there you see all the black jerseys start to move up and creep up and apply that press. 1-0 Binghamton on a goal off of a set piece by Allison Falvo. It was assisted by Anna Buckwalter, her second assist of the season for Buckwalter. Victoriano works to the left flank. Stepping up to play it, McCaslin. Combination play shut down by Madison Luke and the Bulldogs. And Bryant tries to counter the other way. Grayson Edwards taken wide. Edwards tries to split the defense. Maintains possession. Serves one to the top of the box, but it's taken away by Anna Buckwalter. But she'll boot it over the touchline for a Bryant throw. Dangerous challenge. We'll get a whistle and a foul. Not enough for a booking, but enough to stop play. "35th minute here in Bryant." They're actually going to call that against Binghamton. So free kick coming up for Bryant. Set piece opportunity with Madison Luke over the ball. Right boot, looking to the edge of the 6. Connected on! Score! Samantha Zasla! What a half volley! And what a placement by Madison Luke! We're level at 1! Zasla sneaking that half volley inside the near post. First goal of the year for her. 5th of her career. And just like that, we're level at 1 here in the 36th minute. And again, Madison Luke, her first assist this season. Her 7th assist of her career. What a placement by Madison Luke. Curling that ball to the edge of the 6, and then the half volley by Zasla. Binghamton looking to create danger, and that shot goes wide for a goal kick. That was Anna Buckwalter on a sliding shot that went wide of frame. Goal kick for Selena Negron. That was the first shot on goal for Bryant. Not a bad shooting percentage. 1 for 1. That's 1,000 last time I checked. I'm no mathematician, but I know that much. Binghamton will have possession here near their or in their attacking third officially. Let's see where they try to place that throw. Edge of the area. Good job by Naomi Sadler to head that out of harm's way, but it went over the end line. So corner kick coming up. Set piece for Binghamton, and Anna Buckwalter to do the honors. Last time Binghamton had a corner, it ended up in a goal. She does have a short option in Grace McCaslin, but let's see where Buckwalter places this left boot. In swing. Back post, and Luke heads it wide. Boy, Paige Luke using her height. And they're going to say it went off of a Bryant player and not Paige Luke. They're going to say Zasla connected with it, so corner will come from the near side now, and Buckwalter will utilize her right boot this time. Edge of the 6, ball settled down, cleared out of harm's way by the Bulldogs. Bit of a chance for an attempted counter. Instead, Bulldogs happy to put it into space. Here's a chance down the right flank, Zasla. Zasla head up, hesitates, cuts back toward the middle of the pitch. Serves one to the edge of the box. Beg your pardon, Luke couldn't control it. It goes right into Kessler. That was a quick turnaround there from the Bulldogs, going from defending that corner to having a counter. Zasla did the right thing. She didn't have any support, so she slowed down and turned her body. And once she did get support, try to put that into a serviceable area for Madison Luke. Just couldn't quite do so successfully. Ashley Cunningham for Zaslaw. Trying to come up. Goes off the boot of Ali Victoriano. Hits. It hits Brian Linehan down low on the Bryant bench. He's okay. Off the touch. Buckwalter playing for Krempaski. Madison Luke. Couple of touches. 50-50 ball. Our referee says play on, please, and they do just that. Garofalo. Falvo. They'll play catch. Garofalo, no chip available, so puts it toward the middle third. Supple steps up, but it's still moved forward by Binghamton. But not before Ashley Cunningham can reverse direction. Buckwalter with some time. Blanco. Victoriano. Touches ahead, looking to connect with McCasland. Buckwalter, edge of the area, left boot. She's going to serve one to the middle. It got knocked down, headed down by the Bulldogs and out of harm's way. This chip shot from distance and easily handled by Selena Negron. We're tied at 1 here in the 40th minute. You see that chip shot by Sam Allen from about 22 yards out. Or further than that, excuse me. That'd be 32 yards out. This punt up in the air. Julia Selena couldn't quite play it, so Binghamton will have a throw on the left touch line. Played down by Buckwalter. Nobody there for Binghamton, however, so Bryant will get possession. Cunningham couldn't keep it inside the touchline. Binghamton tried to quickly start right back up. Luke fought her way through a double team, but knocked the ball over the touchline in the process. Off the throw, Madison Luke. Ball played back for Moriarty. All the way back to the right side, Ardolino. Cunningham. Zaslaw. Cunningham was looking for a combination but wasn't available initially. And now Cunningham gets dispossessed, throws an elbow, and will get whistled for the foul. Free kick coming up for Binghamton just inside the midfield stripe. So we'll see if they set everybody up in the area. Instead, they go short backward. And now the chip to the area. Paige Luke onside, but coming off the line to shut everything down was Selena Negron. And now quickly rolling it out up the pitch for Emily Supple. Ardolino. Moriarty. Goes wide left. Ava Feely at the midfield stripe. Dances past the defender. Chips ahead. Nobody home for Bryant. So we get a foul beforehand. So a free kick coming up for Bryant. Kelsey Wandice went short with it. So quick restart for Bryant. Here's a ball that went forward, but right into the belly of Rebecca Kessler. I think Ava Feely would have been offside anyway, even if she did try to make a play on that ball. Zaslaw's touch taken away by Anna Buckwalter for Binghamton. Buckwalter trying to feed ahead. That gets shut down by the Bulldogs. Supple touches it ahead. Madison Luke plays back for Supple. Supple trying to connect with Zaslaw wide. Just too much pace behind that pass. 43rd minute here in Smithfield. We're tied at 1. Set piece goal for both teams. First one by Allison Falvo for Binghamton to give them a 1-0 advantage before Bryant answered on a Samantha Zaslaw set-piece goal on a beautiful service by Madison Luke. And a beautiful half volley by Zaslaw. Turning with it is Cunningham. Really could do nothing else, so she just zips it off the protective barrier at the bottom of the stands on the near side. Binghamton flips the field to the right side. Sam Allen on the service. Buck Walter couldn't get a boot on it, and it'll be a goal kick for Bryant. Buck Walter was there. She tried her darndest on the half jump to get a right boot on it. Final 10 seconds. That's going to just about do it for the first half here in Smithfield, Rhode Island. An exciting 1:45 underway with that whistle here from Smithfield, Rhode Island. Level at 1. There's that chip pass intended for Jakaya Davis, and there's the back line, almost as if we just talked about it. The back line clearing it out of harm's way. Throw in coming up for Binghamton. And the Bearcats deep inside their attacking third. This ball making its way to the edge of the area before being cleared back out. And Bearcats building through that back line. Garofalo moves it up ahead. Paige Luke, edge of the area. Fires one high with the left boot. Goal kick coming up. Boy, Paige Luke and Anna Buckwalter were both there for Binghamton, and you see Luke taking it and then firing that from about 20 yards out. Smart by Shannon Mejia not to touch it, having the wherewithal to say, this is going over the frame, I want my goal kick. Mejia touches right for Corden. And that pass for Zaslaw caroms off her boot and over the touchline, so a throw for Binghamton. And they'll get another one here as Jenna Quill sends that one into the stands on the far side. And I can't blame the fact that nobody's over there. It's been bright sunshine. It's wicked hot, here today. Everybody's in the shaded area on the near side below our cameras. There's the Bulldogs trying to counter. Quickly up the right flank is Madison Luke. Luke on the dance. Edge of the area. Fires in, and Rebecca Kessler will gobble it up. That's a great counter by the Bulldogs, and Madison Luke putting a good boot on it. And a good job by Kessler protecting that near post, not letting anything sneak by her. Kessler, unlike both Mejia and Negron, which have split the time in cage, has played every minute so far in goal for Binghamton and the Bearcats this season. Garofalo on the chip for Jakaya Davis. She settled and drew the foul. Actually, they're going to call a foul on Jakaya Davis. Go figure. Good job by positioning by Ardolino to draw that whistle. We're just underway in the second half. We're in the 49th minute. We're tied at 1 here in Smithfield, Rhode Island at Burns Stadium. Alongside our fantastic crew and my sideline reporter, Jessica Queenie, I am George Bannister. We welcome you into our broadcast. Garofalo will play back for Kessler. Now for Garofalo, and here's the trigger for the press, which forces a turnover. Smart play by Grayson Edwards. Notice picking up on the, that's my trigger. I should go up and press, and forces a turnover. Ardolino Works it right side. Corden playing it up. Madison Luke on the half turn. Will give it up. Zaslaw. Save made by Kessler. So a couple of really good opportunities for Bryant. Unfortunately for the Bulldogs, they've come from distance, and Kessler's been able to handle both. But what a turn in by Zaslaw, and she kind of lost her footing as she let that one rip from quite a bit away. And Kessler, sure hands, not allowing any spillage to stop that ball clean. Paige Luke on the settle. Good step up by Corden and knock it away. Victoriano plays it up. Luke chips to the right flank. Baker drives wide. Baker tries to serve one. It goes off the Bryant defender and over the touchline for a throw. Baker to handle. We'll see where she opts to throw. It goes near the end line. On the combination, Caitlin Forche just sends it over the touchline, so another throw coming. Baker surveys. Still holding on to it. Gets the return from Buckwalter. Serves one toward the area. Jakaya Davis. I thought perhaps she was going to try a fancy kick. Instead, gave it up for Paige Luke, who missed everything to the back post, and it'll be a goal kick for Bryant. And again, you got to take a look at Shannon Mejia and say, that's a great job. Some keepers may try to dive after that ball, perhaps touch it, and it's a corner kick, but Mejia, no slouch last year. 7 games played, 161 goals against average. And much like Selena Negron has dropped that considerably this year, she started the last match against Vermont. You take a look at our fans here on Senior Day, just down below us, enjoying this beautiful weather, having a nice cold Coke, making my mouth water. Could go for one of those right about now. Ball in the middle third. It's Madison Luke turns. Will feed Zaslaw. Great touch to herself. On the run. Drops it for Luke. Zaslaw. Over for Quill. Quill to the area. Forche! Save made by Kessler. Great little combination between Zaslaw and Luke, and then Quill got involved to work it wide to Forche. And Forche's left boot, looking for the right post, was gobbled up by Kessler. Foul in the midfield by Emily Supple, so free kick coming up for Binghamton. 52nd minute here from Burns Stadium in Smithfield, Rhode Island. Garofalo. Davis knocks it down. Paige Luke's shot. Knocked down by the Bryant back line. Jakaya Davis will play this one on the left flank for Binghamton. Tries to turn on a defender. Slipped on the turf. Comes right back up and plays it back for Binghamton. This ball served. Edge of the area. Looking for Alexis Worrell were the Bearcats, but Bryant comes away with possession. Forche plays back for Wandice. Cleared out of the touch line, or a foul against Binghamton. So free kick coming up for Bryant. Over the ball will be Jenna Quill. Quill plays it back for Mejia. Mejia tried to flip the field to the right flank, and it goes over the touch line. I don't think Colleen Ardolino was waiting for that pass or ready for that pass. And now it's Binghamton possession in the offensive portion of the pitch again. Garofalo. She's been looking for the deep pit chip down low. Tries to do so again. Again, Bulldogs read it. This time it's Wandice who kicks it over the touchline. Megan Baker on the throw for Binghamton. Paige Luke. Quarter turn on her defender, but it's taken away from her, and Bulldogs send it to the middle third. Garofolo try to send it in. Blocked down by Grayson Edwards. Unable to get there quick enough was Madison Luke, so Binghamton will maintain possession. Baker on the right flank. Tries to outrun her defender. Baker serves one, nowhere near anything, and it goes over the goal line end line, for a goal kick. '55th minute here in Smithfield, Rhode Island. We're still tied at 1. Bryant has had 2 wonderful opportunities here in the first half that they couldn't connect on. The first was Sam Zaslaw with the left boot from distance that didn't connect, and then Forshea in the area that couldn't quite connect. Here's Zaslaw again with speed up the right flank. Zaslaw marked carefully by Jakaya Davis. Comes back into the midfield. Plays it over for Quill. Quill eludes one defender. Puts the ball into space for Luke, but coming well off the line is Kessler to dive on top of it. Smart play, right combination, just too much pace behind that pass by Jenna Quill. Intended for Madison Luke. Off the punt by Kessler. Luke plays it down after settling. Burrell, triple marked, turns back, gives it to the midfielders. Says, here, I'm bottled up, you do something with it. Baker's pass gets deflected out by the Bulldogs, goes all the way back to the stripe. Garofolo thought about playing it and instead sends it wide for Falvo. Right back for Garofolo. Bella Brown. Garofolo. To the midfield, Paige Luke. It's got a lot of turf in front of her. Try to feed Jakaya Davis through the seam. Didn't work. Luke comes back to dispossess Madison Luke. Falvo for Bella Brown. Now Garofolo. Garofolo on the chip. Looking for Megan Baker on the right flank. Never connected. Forshea comes up for the ball, but it's taken away by Alexis Worrell. Bella Brown for Baker. Baker's service. Played down by the Bulldogs. And again, we'll do this. It's kind of like a repetitive motion here. Service denied. Cleared to the middle third. Binghamton recollects. Baker, edge of the area. Chipped it well high and wide. Goal kick coming up. But first, a substitution, as Sophia Miller will make her first appearance this evening. Had an assist against GW earlier this year. By the way, that was her first career assist for the sophomore out of Harrison, New York. Moriarty goes wide to the left for Ardolino, who gets a return pass. Ardolino tries to force it up the pitch for Supple, taken away by the Bearcats, however. And here's the aforementioned Miller with some space. Miller dances her way, gets it to Jakaya Davis. Her shot blocked down. There were a couple of Bryant Bulldogs in front of her, including Ardolino and Moriarty, to deny that shot by Jakaya Davis. Not a bad idea to have her double marked and having someone in front of her anytime she tries to unload a shot. Garofolo plays it up the left flank. Now back for Falvo. Kessler on the touch. Luke asking for some help on the press for Bryant. That ball up ahead for Luke Page does not connect, or Page Luke, does not connect. So there's a Page Luke for Binghamton. There's a Madison Luke from Bryant. Both played at Clinton High School in New York. Curiouser and curiouser. Off the collision, Paige Luke had a chance to put a touch on it. Diving off her line was Shannon Mejia to play it, and Paige Luke had her hands in her face in her hands like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I couldn't settle that ball. Take a look right there. Oh no. Bulldogs try to counter the other way. Zaslaw couldn't settle that pass. Bearcats with possession, albeit momentarily, as the Bulldogs take it right back. Zaslaw working for Madison Luke. Luke on a through ball for Forshea. She got shielded beautifully by Garofalo, and coming off the line to play it was Rebecca Kessler. Chip to the midfield. Paige Luke couldn't settle it. Foot race. Jakaya Davis loses it. Shannon Mejia with a good one-touch punt up the field for Zaslaw. She couldn't play it down, however, and the Bearcats move it back to positive side of the stripe. Bulldogs will play. Moriarty. Left side for Wandice. Back for Moriarty. Buckwalter trying to shadow her. Ball goes back for Mejia. Her pass up the pitch. Good read by Baker. Stepped up and intercepted it. Here's Baker on possession now. Feeds Miller. Miller tried to connect with the trailer in Bella Brown, but the Bulldogs sniffed it out and shut it down. Now I'm upset with myself because I could have gone with no respiratory problems for that Bulldog who sniffed it out. That's all right. We'll move on. 58th minute here in Smithfield. We're level at 1. First half goals in the 27th minute by Allison Falvo, and then in the 36th minute by Sam Zaslaw. That's where we stand. Both set-piece goals, by the way. Paige Luke for the Bearcats will drop for Bella Brown. Brown into the area, denied by the Bulldogs. Kicked up ahead by Jenna Quilt, misses everything, goes over the right touchline, and we'll have a throw for the Bearcats. Megan Baker surveying, assessing. Boy, between Megan Baker and her throws and the goal kicks by Rebecca Kessler, they're giving Binghamton plenty of time to just do what they feel like doing and not hurry things up. It's kind of weird. Here's Baker, right flank, working wide. Good denial by Forshea, but we'll have our first corner kick of the second half, and it'll belong to Binghamton. And that means that Anna Buckwalter will take the ball to the right corner here on the near side to handle the duties for the Bearcats. And this is going to be tough for the Bryant defenders. You see them in the box right now, shielding their eyes from the sun. They're looking directly where the sun is going down. But, of course, that means offensively the Bearcats are doing the same thing on this ball coming from the right corner. Low line drive to the spot, headed down, played down. Oh, a player gets taken down, and they're going to play on, says everybody. The Bearcats bench is incensed, looking for a penalty. Perhaps a PK that's not coming. Jakaya Davis misses everything. And now we're going to go to VAR. Rutrow. Officials may have missed it in real time. Here's another look. Oh, yeah. I'm not an official. I'm not down in the field. I'm not going to take a look at this VAR, but from what I saw, it's a penalty kick coming up for Binghamton. There you see the officials over the replay monitor. We have the opportunity to potentially show that again. It's the grab and the takedown right here. Thank you so much, crew. Great job by getting that up for us as quickly as possible. That was Zaslaw committing the foul on that takedown. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Do you allow that player to just play that ball cleanly? Or take your chances on a goal kick, on a penalty kick? Perhaps either way, it's a potential for a goal. And now the officials going over to talk to Neil Bhattacharya. And it doesn't appear he's happy by the decision. Well, I'm not going to speculate. Oh, that's a great angle. Down there, field level. Too bad we don't have that shotgun mic pointed right there to try to listen in on that conversation happening. Let's take another look. Field level. Oh, yeah. We'll just have to wait and see. Again, the officials asking for Bhattacharya to back away. Let us discuss things, please. So, here's the situation. VAR off the corner. They're checking to see if what Sam Zaslaw did in the box warrants a penalty kick. There was no penalty kick awarded during live play. So if the VAR is inconclusive, then the call of the field would stand, no PK. They have to see that something egregious happened in order to call the PK, and then they can award the PK. So that's why they're taking extra time with this VAR to ensure it's egregious enough to award the PK with the foul in the box. And they're taking an awful long time just reviewing everything and double-checking and doing everything else. Let's take another look. There's Zaslaw. Yeah, they showed that replay up on the board, and everybody in the Binghamton bench was like, oh, my goodness. We haven't seen any official word yet. They are furiously tapping on the iPad. What's happening? So that's where it stands right now. Call in the field is no PK. They played on. The VAR is for the review on the foul in the box to potentially award Binghamton a PK. And again, it doesn't have to be the player that was fouled that could take the PK. Anybody who's on the who was on the pitch when the foul was committed is allowed to take the PK. So that's where we stand right now. And again, they're still working on the iPad. Now they're zooming in. Officials taking a look up at the scoreboard, seeing if perhaps there's a replay up there. And now they'll go and try to hide themselves somewhere. You can't hide from our cameras, gentlemen. We're too good of a crew. They're looking over the play. And again, no PK called live in action. So the review on the VAR is to determine whether the foul in the box was egregious and is warranted a PK. That's what the VAR is for. The officials asked for it themselves. For what it's worth, Binghamton is 0 for 2 and 0 for 1 in PKs this year. Here it is right here. This is the call. Megan Baker getting bumped into by Zaslaw, and it is a PK. I think the delay was the fact that the iPad wasn't at the play that they were looking for. And finally, when it got to the play, it didn't take them long when they were standing together under the special rope to get it situated. So Megan Baker got fouled, but that doesn't mean that she's the one that has to take the PK. And again, remember, got to remind you, if you're not familiar with PKs, this is a live ball. So rebounds can happen and whatever else. Megan Baker gets fouled. Megan Baker will take this PK. She doesn't have to, but that's who the Bearcats are sending out to the spot. Going one-on-one against Shannon Mejia. Here it is. And it's a goal. 2-1 Binghamton. We saw PK earlier today awarded to the Bryant men. Mejia guessed wrong, and that ball easily found the back of the net for Megan Baker. Her first of the season, third of her career. And just like that, Binghamton here in the 63rd minute is up 2-1. So again, Bulldogs find themselves chasing a goal in this match. Supple in the midfield. Moriarty. Wandice has room. Oh boy. You know, I'm not saying, I'm just saying reaching out with Sophia Miller. That could be technically considered a yellow for impeding a run. Couple of subs for Bryant in that whole melee. Naima Prentice White checks back in for the Bulldogs. There was one other sub. We'll get that for you momentarily. It's 2-1 Binghamton off the penalty kick goal by Megan Baker. Wandice up the pitch, looking to connect with Madison Luke. Luke gets shielded by Garofolo and plays it back for Kessler. Her punt upfield. Good read by Moriarty to play it back up for Prentice White, but Prentice White couldn't get on the ball, and now Prentice White commits a foul against Anna Buckwalter. Free kick coming up for Binghamton. I think that's more of a frustration foul there by Prentice White. She couldn't get past Olaya Blanco. Baker. Garofolo. Playing it up. Chips it ahead, looking for Jakaya Davis. First touch for Davis, and she'll maintain possession. Davis, quarter turn. Can't get her way past the defender. We'll have a corner kick. And to the left corner now goes Anna Buckwalter. So, Bearcats with a set-piece goal on the first corner of this half. Draw a foul in the box for a PK. They score on the PK. And now a corner kick again for Binghamton. Already up 2-1 here in the 66th minute. Off the header, comes off of a Bryant player as well. That was Garofolo on the right side of the box with that header. Lola Griffin will check in for Bryant. And Isabella Martillo will check in for Binghamton. Martillo in her 8th match. Lola Griffin, who continues her career high in games played, now up to 9. Martillo just in, tried to serve one. It got denied by the Bulldogs. There was the horn for a sub, but nobody stepped onto the pitch. Baker. Offside. Bearcats, second time they've been whistled offside this match. Bulldogs on the free kick, and Shannon Mejia at the very last minute said, you know what, everybody go downfield, I'll take care of it. Not a problem. That goes over the touchline before Grayson Edwards can play it. And now Lucia Edelstein will check in, the freshman from Ocean Ridge, Florida, in her 9th match of the season. Worrell will check back in for the Bearcats. This ball for Jakaya Davis doesn't connect. Mejia comes off her line and will gobble it up. Lucia Edelstein, 3-time All-County at American Heritage down in Florida. And oh, by the way, she's got some quasi-distance running. She was also the 800-meter regional champ down there. Not an easy thing to do down in Florida. In any state, really, but especially not down in Florida. Allison Mulholland plays it forward. Chip pass for the aforementioned Mulholland. It's a little too far on the right flank. She can't settle it and go over the touchline for a Bearcat throw-in. (2-1) Binghamton. Second half goal on a penalty kick by Megan Baker. That's where we stand. Another sub coming in. This will be Samantha Schroeder in her 6th appearance. The freshman out of Ashburn, Virginia, was first team All-State, first team All-Region, first team All-District, first team All-Everything down there in Ashburn, Virginia. 69th minute in Smithfield, 2-1 Binghamton. Bulldogs have already leveled things once in this game, looking for the equalizer once again. Jakaya Davis, marked carefully by Lucia Edelstein. Good help defense. Supple's outlet pass, half volleyed down by the Bearcats. Garofolo, head up. Jakaya Davis, good soft touch, will play for Isabella Martillo. Bearcats working wide to the left flank. Spinning away is Allison Falvo. She already has a goal today. Garofolo, a lot of space in the middle of the field. Tries to chip one behind the back line. That's been difficult for the Bearcats for most of this game. And continues to be a problem right now. Ardolino denies Jakaya Davis. Comes back down. That shot from distance punched aside by Mejia. Again, Paige Luke showing off the big leg. And Mejia coming up with a big diving save, and we'll have a corner kick coming up for Binghamton to be taken care of by Olaya Blanco this time. Blanco making her way to the left corner on the far side of the pitch. We'll see where the right boot winds up on the inswing. To the near post, Mejia punches it up. Another corner coming up. Lola Griffin was also there hugging the post for Bryant on that near side. You see her there again. Jakaya Davis standing right in front of Shannon Mejia, trying to provide a screen. Of course, you can't touch her in the 6. That's her area. This one to the back side of the 6, headed out by the Bulldogs. Ball ping-pongs around. Last touch by Bryant, so we'll have another corner kick coming up for Binghamton. This time in the right corner on the near side. And a little bit of confusion. Oh, we're going to get a sub in. That was the confusion. Martillo will come out. Checking back in is Anna Buckwalter, the typical set-piece deliverer. Jakaya Davis will be the short option here for the Bearcats. Here's the in swing. Middle of the 6, headed high. Paige Luke has been everywhere for these Bearcats. Sophia Miller will check in. Jakaya Davis checks out. Here's the header by Paige Luke, which misses everything for the upcoming goal kick for Shannon Mejia. Bulldogs try to play up. Wandice gets it up for Edwards. Edwards has to play it back. Nobody available up ahead. This pass up ahead, being dragged down from behind. And we're going to get a booking for that one. Good job by Naima Prentice White to get in front of the defender who just grabbed and yanked down. There you see it right there. Sophia Garofolo, her third yellow of the season. Set piece coming up for Bryant. Madison Luke to handle. To the area, players tumble in the box. It'll be settled down by the Bulldogs, and a smart play to just bank it off the defender and over the goal line for a corner kick. And again, to do the honors will be Madison Luke. Allison Mulholland is a short option. I wouldn't imagine they're going to go to her. No offense to Mulholland, but if you have somebody like Luke that can put the ball wherever she wants. Here's the outswing. Edge of the 6 on the backside. Unable to get a clean head on it was Cassidy Moriarty, however. And it'll be a goal kick coming up for Binghamton. 73rd minute here in Smithfield. 2-1 Binghamton. Kessler, not her best boot of the day, stays on the Binghamton side of the midfield stripe. Prentice White. Good touch ball. Service to the edge of the area. Goes well high and wide. Mulholland will play back. Gets the return pass. Leaves for Supple. Bryant going right flank again, but dribbling over the touchline were the Bulldogs. Ali Victoriano will check back in for the Bearcats. Off the Binghamton throw, it's Supple for the Bulldogs with possession. Madison Luke played it up. Mulholland gets past the defense. Has space, serves one for Prentice White, which gets cleared out of way by Garofalo, and we'll have a corner kick for Bryant. Their third corner in the last 4 minutes. 75th minute here in Smithfield. Madison Luke on the ball. Middle of the 6, punched out by Kessler. Big boot from distance. Goes well wide by Lola Griffin. Good idea. But I think she needed more of a 3-iron than a pitching wedge. Drive that more on a line than up in the air. Good play by Griffin to head it down. Madison Luke for the Bulldogs. For Prentice White, eludes the charging Garofalo, but Binghamton still has possession. Garofalo touches back for Kessler. 14 minutes remaining in the match. Almost danger as Mulholland came up to play that ball. Mulholland is on the ball now. Grayson Edwards was coming up to play on that ball. Wandice Edwards can't get a touch on it. Garofalo plays it back for Kessler. And once again, Grayson Edwards putting the pressure on, try to force a turnover. 50-50 ball, the foul called against Binghamton and Alexis Worrell. Free kick coming up for Madison Luke and the Bulldogs. Into the area, misses everything, however, and Moriarty couldn't get a touch on it. Goal kick coming up for Kessler. Jakaya Davis re-enters. Sydney Krumpaski comes back in as well for Binghamton. And because the Bearcats made a sub with under 15 minutes to go and an advantage, the clock stopped, which works better for Bryant. As clock time is not their friend right now. Looking for an equalizer. Mulholland playing it for Edelstein. Wide left now for Wandice. Wandice serves for Mulholland. Stride for stride with her was Ali Victoriano. And we'll have a goal kick for Binghamton. Whitney Valent. Ava Feely. And Julia Salina will check in for the Bulldogs. Salina on the ball. Double marked. Oh, she got crushed. And a free kick coming up for Bryant. Boy, Binghamton is very aggressive here with this 1-goal advantage. Madison Luke on this free kick. Seven remaining Bulldogs are in the area ready to make their run. Luke to the middle of the six, headed wide by whom? A Bulldog, so it's a goal kick. Approaching 11 minutes left in the match. 2-1 Binghamton. A second half penalty kick goal by Megan Baker after a foul in the box by the Bulldogs on a corner kick is the difference. Garofalo's kick up. Chasing after it and gaining possession is Alexis Worrell. Worrell works wide, but Bulldogs come away with possession. Great defense there by Colleen Ardolino. Supple. Little combo pass that doesn't connect. Took too long to come together. Paige Luke tries to fight her way through, but Shannon Mejia will scoop it up. 10 minutes to go. Chip pass, cleared out by Garofalo. Jakaya Davis fights with Supple for possession and draws a foul against Supple, so a free kick coming up for Binghamton. And the referee points a little further back for the spot of this free kick. So Garofalo now to execute this will go relatively short for Baker. Baker serves, but it goes right into the belly of Shannon Mejia. Not enough curl on that off the boot from Baker for any type of dangerous play for her teammates in the area. Baker again with possession on the right flank for Binghamton. Slips ahead for Worrell. Played back, Garofalo. Right now, if you're Binghamton, you're happy with this possession possession football because clock is on your side. Falvo, Garofolo, right side, Krimpaski. Her service cleared out of harm's way. Played down by Olaya Blanco. Now back Falvo. Garofolo. Working it up the pitch. Knocked down. Played back. Bulldogs. Madison Luke. Working wide. Good pressure by Jakaya Davis. Forces the ball over the touchline. Bulldogs looking wide. Bryant, left boot. Baker knocked it down and went right to the edge of the area, however. And Lucia Edelstein couldn't quite play it. Baker clearing it out once again. Supple plays for Selena. Supple lost her footing. Bryant, left side. Left-booted cross. Off the touch. Back of the net! The chip shot! Goes in for the Bulldogs. We're level at 2. What looked to be a broken play, and Lucia Edelstein, her first career goal, levels things at 2 for Bryant. Bearcats try to counter quickly. Off the goal. Working wide to the right flank, Worrell. Worrell into the area, dances wide, chips one. High and wide, goal kick coming up. It was a broken play. Viant's shot just deflected out. I didn't think Edelstein had enough of a chip on it as she was reaching back with her left boot. And somehow Kessler was out of position and couldn't play it in the air, and it fell behind her into the back of the net. And like that, we're level at 2. Viant trying to play it ahead for Ava Feely. Got turned around. Oh, and now Viant called for a foul at the midfield stripe. And Andy Biggs not happy with that whistle. Garofolo's pass knocked down. Her second pass up in the air. Settled by the Bearcats. Bryant now pressing forward, looking to get the go-ahead goal here as we're approaching 6 minutes to go. Full shadows here at Burns Stadium. Binghamton can't connect. Throw in on the right touch, a left touch line for the Bulldogs. The throw will go to the back line. Moriarty. Beg your pardon, that is Ardolino. Chipped it up, played down by Blanco. Blanco from distance, stopped by Shannon Mejia. 5.5 to go in the match. Level at 2. This Bulldog team has been scrappy. Every time they've gone down a goal, they've come back to equalize. Now looking for the proverbial GWG. Does anybody have it in them? Mejia on the punt down the field. It's a good one into offensive territory. Played back and taken away by the Bearcats, however. We'll have a throw on the right touch line. Megan Baker, who scored the Bearcats' second goal on a penalty kick here in the second goal on a penalty kick to give the Bearcats a 2-1 lead here in the second half, which has then since been erased by the Bulldogs. Garofolo on the chip. That's not going to get through. It hasn't all night and continues to be a problem for the Bearcats. Ball ping-pongs in the air and continues to be up in the air as the Bulldogs try to play it near the midfield stripe. It's played back by the Bearcats to Garofolo. Outlet for Jakaya Davis. Played down. This one chipped ahead. Paige Lucas. A hit off a Bryant player. And Lucas is down in the area. That's not good. Lucas in a tremendous amount of pain holding her left calf. Not sure if it's a cramp. If it is, somebody please get that young lady a banana. A banana and some water. And we're going to go to VAR here. Could they possibly be looking for a handball in the box? Let's see if we can get that replay one more time as Paige Luke is still being worked on right near the 6-yard line or the edge of the 6-yard box. Here's another look. Paige Luke traveling it. Whoa. The determination will be if that ball caromed off of Moriarty's left hand. That's a handball in the box. Oh no, 4:06 to go. Second half, second VAR of the half. Both coming on Binghamton offensive plays. Oh, there. They're going to look for that right there. Right there. So what I want to let you know for the viewers as Paige Luke is up and walking off the pitch in her own power, it's a penalty kick. The arm is the extension of the hand. I was just about to say that before we showed Paige Luke walk off the pitch. The arm is the extension of the hand, and the ball hit the arm of Moriarty. So that's why when I first saw the replay, I said, ooh. Watch the ball hit the elbow of Moriarty, which is an extension of the hand in the soccer rule book, considered a handball in the box, which means it's a PK for Binghamton. Emily Supple looking for the full explanation from our head referee. It's the right call. For whatever that is, it's the right call. Megan Baker back at the spot. She already has one penalty kick goal here in this half. That one put Binghamton up 2-1. Now she's looking to repeat and put Binghamton up 3-2. Only this time, there's 4 minutes and 6 seconds remaining. And oh, by the way, I mentioned it the first time. I'll mention it again. This is a live ball. If Mejia makes a save, it's a live ball situation. Baker lines up. Ready to go. Puts it in the back of the net. It's 3-2 Bearcats. A foul in the box. A handball in the box. 2 penalty kick situations for Binghamton. 2 penalty kick goals for Megan Baker. A brace for the junior. Her first career brace, and it matches her career output heading into today with goals with 2. Now she's up to 4. And now we'll get a goal kick. I don't think that's the right call, but a goal kick coming up for Binghamton. Bulldogs, who have fought their way and leveled this game twice, trailing 1-0 and 2-1. Now down to the final 3 minutes, 25 seconds to try to do it a third time in this match. 50-50 ball in the midfield. punched ahead by the Bulldogs, played back by the Bearcats. Jakaya Davis lost the handle. Taken away by Supple. Bryant. On the through ball, it goes off the heel of Feely and over the touch line. To the midfield, a foul on Grace McCaslin. Free kick coming up for Bryant. 2:45 and rolling here in the second half. They've already had set piece magic once. Shannon Mejia all the way up to be a part of this set piece. My, oh my. Tensions rising. Luke delivers. Edge of the box, headed up. Second opportunity. Who's going to play it down? It's the Bearcats. Mejia on the offensive side will settle. Her big boot misses well wide. And we're going to get a VAR. I don't know what this VAR is for. Maybe we can take another replay at the beginning, right after that free kick by Madison Luke. Oh, looking for a foul in the box. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. If the foul is determined in the box, as we already know, it's a PK. 2:03 to go. What a wild match we've had here in Smithfield. Oh, my. Buckwalter and Krempowski were both there. Were either of the connections egregious enough to call the foul in the box and award the PK? That's now the question for the officials who are at VAR, this time for a Bulldog offensive opportunity. A developing situation here in Smithfield, Rhode Island. 3-2 Binghamton. Bearcats up on the Bulldogs. 2 second half penalty kick goals by Megan Baker. Bulldogs are a VAR away from finding out whether they have their own penalty kick situation. Here it is. Yes, they do! An opportunity to tie the game on the PK with 2:03 to go. Who's going to take it is the question. No surprise. Madison Luke walking to the spot. Rebecca Kessler has allowed 1 PK goal this year. She's 1 for 2 in PKs against her this season is Rebecca Kessler. Madison Luke gets the whistle. Punched away by Kessler! What a stop! Corner kick coming up for Bryant. Time is ticking. Under 2 minutes to go. Kessler guessed right and punched it away. Madison Luke on the corner. Low line drive. Edge of the 6. Headed just wide. What a service by Luke. And that header goes just wide for the Bulldogs. Kessler didn't even move. If that ball's near frame on the near post, it's in the back of the net. Final 80 seconds of this match. Bearcats just happy to punch it ahead deep in Bulldogs territory for a throw. Foul on Jakaya Davis. Free kick coming up. Final 60 seconds. Free kick. Madison Luke to take it. Shannon Mejia making her way up the pitch. And I'm not sure why the official just stopped the clock. I mean, Bryant is trailing. It's not like they're trying to milk the clock. So Bryant with an advantage here, 1:01 on the clock. They go short. Mejia touches back. Luke serves at edge of the area. Punched up. Oh no! Mejia misplays it. And will move it forward. And actually, that should have been a handball at Mejia because she's out of her area. She can't play it with her hands out of the area. Okay, we'll play on. Whatever. Final 35 seconds. Bedlam here in Smithfield to close this out. Madison Luke touched to an area on the right side. Played forward, cleared out. Final 23 seconds. Throw in for the Bulldogs. And a whistle as a Bearcat player is down. Clock stops with 20 seconds. And now they're calling for the trainer again. Bryant. With Madison Luke at the spot with just over 2 minutes to go, with an opportunity to equalize on a penalty kick after a foul in the box. And Rebecca Kessler guesses and punches it away. Kessler now 2 for 3 on penalty kicks against her. They're still tending to the Binghamton player on the right touch line, on the Bryant right touch line. Again, it is a warmer night here in Smithfield, Rhode Island. Hydration important. Potassium is important too. Bananas aplenty on the bus ride back to the hotel, I guess. Unless they're going straight back to Binghamton tonight. Throw for the Bulldogs once the whistle to go. 20 seconds left in the match. The throw to the area. Denied by the Bearcats. Now punched out. Mejia has to play it with her feet. Able to settle it. Final 10 seconds. That ball kicked out. Foot race for the ball. McCaslin trying to get there. Mejia knocks it away. 2-1. Buzzer sounds.